Hello guys, so we are back to Black Clover. Today we're gonna talk about another unit's build. I know season 2 is coming, I think in tomorrow, in a few hours. I will probably not summon for them, maybe on the other account I'll summon for them. But apparently there's Julius coming December. So I think the best way for you to prepare for it is get Noel from this and then summon on Julius. I think that's the best option for free to play, because that way you can get Julius and Noel. Of course, you need still luck on Julius, but there's a high chance for you to get Julius and Noel. And I don't mind Julius to be this early, because that way you can have Noel, Julius team, and Lynch team. I think right now those three can be really good, and Red Asta also really good versus Noel because of the barrier remover, so she doesn't counter. Because if she doesn't count, if she has a barrier, she has a counter. If you remove the barrier, you remove the counter. But I'll talk about that once they are live. A few ways to use Noel, a few ways to counter Noel. And if you're like me, you probably will find a way to counter Noel, because I don't like meta teams. But yeah, same for Julius. Julius is better than Noel in my opinion. I think he's not better, but he counters Noel in a way, which is nice. But today I'm gonna talk about the man, Lynch. I still didn't farm for LR, I'm pretty close, but been trying a few builds. I will change the costume because I don't really like them. I was using the spy on both of them, but I like the original more. But yeah. So Lynch. Let's start with the skills. Skill 3, it basically gives increased critical rate and attacks everyone. So you get 22% critical rate just by ulting, and it's AoE. It can deal a lot of damage, but you need some setup, so don't use this right away. At least I don't like to use it right away. Maybe use skill 1 or skill 2, then you get the combined attack, then you use this. If with the right setup, this can hit pretty hard, which is nice. I really like Lynch kit, but it's basically this. The ultimate is basically AoE attack with the extra buff on critical rate. Nothing really to say. S2, let's start without the card. It gives a buff increase to 18% critical rate and increase penetration by 20%, and deals damage to one target. So it basically, it's all about, Lynch is all about damage, critical rate, and penetration. That's the everything Lynch is about. I like characters like him, which are pretty simple. They don't have pretty much a gimmick per se. It just you go there, you do some damage, and if you fail, you're screwed pretty much. But I like units like him. He's really nice. With the card, you get buff immunity. If you land a crit, it gives buff immunity to the target, so you can choose a target that can't be buffed, which can be pretty nice on PvP. If you can land this on, let's say, Noel and stuff, it's a pretty nice stuff to have. So yeah, skill 1, it's basically another critical rate and does damage. It's pretty simple. So as you can see, Lynch character is not a hard character to understand. It's pretty simple. All you need is crit and damage. So yeah. Before I talk about the cards, let's talk about the combined attack. So yeah, this is the combined attack. Perform combined attack with another mace dealing damage. So it increased damage dealt buff and take continuous damage. But if you have Raya, it grants the partner mage a self-defense span buff, which grants 20%. So the combined attack is an AoE attack from Lynch. Sorry, it's from Lynch and from Raya. So his part will grant Raya 20% penetration, while Raya will give him increase attack. So it gets attack and magical attack by 40%. So they work pretty nice together. Lynch give Raya penetration, Raya gives him more damage, which is nice. Now, skill pages that you can use by rank. This one is pretty much simple. His own page is the best, just because two things. The buff immunity, it comes in clutch in PvP. It can help you a lot, and the own page boosts attack and crit. Everything Lynch needs is critical rate and attack. Just even if this one doesn't, ignoring this, the passive, the inflict buff immunity on a target is pretty nice on the next meta. So yeah, in my opinion, this one is the best page for him. The second, probably this extra flat attack, so you deal more damage. Third option is Asta, season 1 Asta, because it gives critical damage, and the more you go, the more critical damage it gives, and it can crit a lot, so more critical damage is also nice for him. And last choice, if you don't have anything else, or you using this one like me on Raya, you could give him this. It damage dealt increase, so also boost the damage. So passive from the dupes, straight up critical damage. I think it goes to 20 on level 2. Nothing really to say. It's a flat increase on critical damage, more damage, which also nice. LR, when the HP below 30%, grants immortality for 1 turn. Can help you, not the best, but it is what it is. It's really nice. It can be nice. That's what I want to say. So the stats gives attack, magical attack, more critical rate. After 4 dupes gives critical damage, which it's really nice. So dupes for him is are helping him a lot because of the critical rate and critical damage and the damage. So if you have more dupes for him, don't chase it, not the priority. Maybe Julius or saving for Demon Asta that comes in JP. So maybe that better characters to use the universal dupes for him. But if you have some dupes, why not just go ahead and put on Lynch? You can never go wrong with more damage. Priority of the skills, in my opinion, is to level up the skill, the combined attack, then the skill 2, then skill 3, and then if you want skill 1. The combined attack is really, really nice if you have Raya. If you don't have Raya, just boost 2, 3, and then combine attack in the last one. If you have Raya, combine attack 2, 3, and 1. That's the priority that I'll go. As for gear, this is an example of the gear that you need to equip to fit all the slots, and you can have 3 of the halfway sets. So for him, it's really simple. You need damage. It's basically magical attack, so every piece that you can pick magical attack for substats crit, maybe critical damage, maybe more magical attack. That all you need is damage. So yeah, for sets I'll go for speed, attack, and you can go for defense, penetration, or yeah, that's pretty much. Life still doesn't really seems necessary for him, but defense or penetration on him. You can also go for crit, but I rather have crit on substats by luck, and there's other ways for him to upgrade his crit on his kit. So I'll go for, you could go for, yeah, the defense penetration is really nice. At least I like penetration, and his kit also gives penetration, so it's more damage. But since you have attack and speed, the other set you can't go wrong as long as you have the right main stat and substat, and you fit all the slots. So yeah. As for accessories, go for the highest that you can that gives offensive stats. I didn't even bother right now with the. I'm just working right now on accessories, but go for offensive ones. As for talents, really nothing really crazy. You choose magical attack instead of attack, in my opinion, because his magical attack is higher. And I don't know, I like flat magical attack. You can't go wrong with Battle Frenzy because more critical rate. You could go for a boss for this. You could increase critical damage, but to increase critical damage, you have to pick Sharp Mind or Ferocity, which I don't like any of those. I rather, and you, even if with this kit, you're not guaranteed to always crit. So even if you don't crit, you pick the you always do damage. As for this slot, you could go with the critical damage or the flat damage attack. So yeah, I'll probably go with magical attack, since there's other ways to increase his critical damage. But I will still test it. As for this, basically it's always the same. Defense, you can go for defense, you could go for endurance, Maybe you want max attack instead of defense. I like the 20% defense more. And for this, swiftness and the damage res is the way to go. These talents are really nothing to changing about. So yeah. Others for last, talking about the teams for him. Right now I'm using this, but you could go with Lynch, Raya, you could go with Lotus, and then you could go with probably the best option in my opinion, Finral, for the critical rate. As you can see, other stuff to increase critical rates, so you don't necessarily need on stuff like the talents, the talent slot and stuff like that. Other option is Valtros. Is both in PvP are nice. This one boosts mobility, so your team are faster. Finral gives speed, which a little bit slower than Valtos buff, but also gives critical rate on skill 3. Gives 22% critical rate and removes debuffs and stuff like that. And the skill 2 increase also mobility and increase damage dealt, increase attack. So Finral overall for this team probably better than Valtros in my opinion. But you could also go with another a debuffer. If you don't have Lotus, you could go for with Charlotte. Nozzle is not the greatest, but not the worst as well, in my opinion. But you could go with her as well and make mostly a green team. And if you don't have Raya, probably you can use Yami or Season 1 Asta instead. Of course, it is not as good as the combined attack with Raya provides, but in the upcoming meta with Noel and stuff like that, Asta is really nice, as I said in the previous videos, because of the I forgot where it is. I think it's here. Removes enemy barriers, so it can help you a lot versus Noel team. If you can remove the barrier and kill her before she puts a barrier again, but it can come in clutch, so I like him. You can also use like this or like this. I really like William. I'll probably go like this because this guy also provides a physical attack. It's not the greatest for Lynch, but in this team it could buff Asta, and Asta is still one of the fastest DPS in the game. With feral speed and stuff like that, he can cycles a lot, and the extra attack on S3 and stuff like that, he can cycle a lot. So, and it's free. You can get it for free from the key, so it's a really nice option. You could, if you want, basically is that you get the best. It's like this. Maybe change William for this, and this one, if you're facing Noel, maybe you want to go with 3 attackers and have Asta for the buff remover. If you have Mars or Radies, you can put Mars or Radies here, or you could go with a debuffer like Lotus to make them slower. You could go with the season Mimosa to be a little more tanky, but that's not the point of this team. This team is to go fast, kill fast, and not really worry about taking hits. So you want this more the best offensive you can go. That's the reason why I'll probably take this or like this. That's probably the way I'll go with this team. I'll still give her a test, but these two in PvE are crazy. They're really, really, really nice. Now, should you summon? That's hard. I went hard on this team because Lynch and Raya are one of my favorite characters, and I like the gameplay for critical damage and go in, do damage, and go out. I like the gameplay of these characters, but it's hard to say to go for this instead of Noel or Julius. If it's true that Julius coming on December 25, these guys probably will be on the team because their team ends in 10 days. So in 10 days is the 22 of December. So they probably go on Julius' banner. So it's hard for me to say to waste your tickets, to waste your crystals on this if you're free to play, because they probably coming back sooner than later. Of course, you need luck to pull them from Julius' banner, but still, it's a chance. And Julius is way better than these guys. It pains me to admit, but Julius is one of the best characters in the game, if not the best. It pains me to tell you, these guys, they are fun. But it's so sad that they released Noel and Julius so fast. Against Noel, these two can still compete, but I think this will. I don't know. Probably we'll see more of this team, Noel and Julius team. Maybe it's a triangle. Maybe it's a fun. If it goes like planned in my head, this can be a nice triangle meta. So let's see. But yeah, if you're free to play, save for Julius. Maybe your investment is safer. And the season 2 characters, they are crazy. People talk a lot about Noel, but Gotch or like whatever his name, and Charmy are really nice. Charmy is an excellent healer, and Gotch is an awesome blue team buffer. While William is a physical attack buffer, Gotch will be all attack buffer and penetration and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. But if you're like me and you like these characters, go for it. The point of this game is to have fun. If you're not having fun, it's a waste. So see you soon, and tomorrow we'll talk about Raya, which is my favorite of the two, and a little bit more complex than Lynch, in my opinion. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Anyway, see you soon, and bye bye.